Welcome to Igniting Inspired Inquiry, a space for real conversations with incredible humans. I'm your host, Jay, and I'm here to open the door to reflection, resonance, and revelation. If you have a moment to like, share, subscribe, or review, I would deeply appreciate you sharing the love. This is a space for truth, trust, and the kind of insight that comes from simply being human. Thank you for being here. Let's begin. So excited to share this kōrero with this beautiful guest who I have met once or twice in passing in Circle, which is an epic place to meet.
Totally.
So I'm very honored and excited to see where this conversation goes. So let's do it. I would love to introduce and honored Fliss, and I'm going to hand it over to you to share with those who are listening, who is Fliss?
Thank you, Jay. Gosh, it's so good to be here. Thank you. Who am I? It's a big question. It's one I often struggle with because there's all these parts of who I am. But where we most recently met at this beautiful women's circle gathering, one of the things that came from that was this deep appreciation for all the parts of me. Like we did that mandala, the painting, we can go into that. But since then, I've had a much greater appreciation for all the parts of me. So high level, I'm a mum to three girls who are in their teens, late teens, mid. I am a wife to my amazing husband and partner, and I'm a sister. I still have both my parents here, so I'm also a daughter. So there's all these different roles, but 54 years around the sun, and yeah, I'm just here. I'm Fliss. Felicity is my full name. I bring lots and lots of different experience to what I do now in the work, where I support, guide, coach, help heal others. So yeah, that's who I am.
Yay. Oh, and I'm excited to learn with all of that, what that brings for you and what you have to share. Which guys us into the first question, which
Big
is,
question.
I know. And a lot of people go to, but I don't know which one's the most. And I'm like, no, not the most.
Yeah.
Just what is one
Yes.
moment, belief, or experience that changed the way you see the world?
Great to have had a heads up on that question for different reasons, but I think where I want to answer it from is my most recent, kind of very recent feeling around this. And it's not a really, I can't sort of answer it really quickly, but I think it's in firstly my relationship with myself. So the kind of realization that probably did start happening, kind of 5 or 6 years ago, where I was almost forced into this realization that the relationship with myself is truly the most important, and the flow-on effect of how I'm in relationship with myself is always so evident in the people around me and the way I am with others and all that sort of thing. But most recently, that relationship has become so much deeper in that I used to just sit in my head, and more recently there's this kind of appreciation and understanding of my mind-body connection. And I've not long completed my breathwork facilitator training, but that's involved lots and lots of receiving breathwork sessions, but also supporting others. And it's just been huge. Like I've got this much deeper awareness of mind-body connection, my mind-body connection, this beautiful practice that I'm able to do. And when I say recently, I've literally discovered this in the last few weeks more and more, where I just
Wow. Yeah.
drop in and feel the shift when I do that, when I can get out of my head into my body. Like, I cannot tell you, it's been huge, even over the last few weeks, riding some pretty big waves, some personal sort of things that are going on, and just being able to support clients, because I don't know if you're feeling this, but there's lots of stuff happening out there right now in
Oh
terms
yeah.
of, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's not just a me thing, but this greater appreciation of what that somatic practice of actually dropping into my body,
Mm-hmm.
clearing my energy, feeling
Mm.
that, and then noticing what happens around me when I do that. So yeah,
It
that's been
feels
big.
like a couple of, it's huge.
It's very huge.
Like as you're talking and you're like, oh, it's just the only last few weeks. I think, well, A, that's divine timing because you booked this, but well before all of that beautiful
I
transformation
know.
in terms of book the podcast. And I hear you, the energy is massive. I think that we walk the path of growth and connection and self-development, and we hear in spirituality and we hear this like being embodied, we hear like get into the body and listen to the body and find that connection, and we hear it and we hear it and we hear it, but we don't know until we
I
really know.
know. I know. I
And
know.
then when we know, we're like, oh, okay.
I know. And I have like I say, this deeper awareness where I've had all the cognitive understanding, and this is the thing, like we have all
Mm-hmm.
this information on hand
Yep.
right now of all the stuff, but unless you experience, actually drop in
Mm-hmm.
and experience, and it's like any training or learning or things we do with our physical body.
Mm-hmm.
um yeah, I guess it's just about really understanding what that means. And I think it's all connected to what we need more of right now,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to
Yep.
yeah, to resiliently or coherently try and kind of manage our way through. Because I feel like there's lots of really good things in the world right now, but
Agreed.
we're drawn so quickly into all the dark stuff. So
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. I think that comes from um you just again like not necessarily having the embodied, the physical, the
Mm,
visceral
mm,
experience of the things that we know.
mm,
Therefore, when the darkness, we're feeling a little bit more discombobulated by the shifts in the energy
absolutely.
and less tools in the sexy tool belt, right?
And the word, and I've been using this word a bit lately, the word that comes to mind in all of this is discernment. Because
Mm-hmm.
I know I can only speak for myself, but when I'm in a much more present embodied space, I can then discern the information or what's come at me or where I'm
Mm-hmm.
putting my attention or what I'm choosing to read online or
Yeah.
how I'm responding to what someone said to me, or
Mm.
some family dynamic or, whatever. Like the
Yeah.
list is so long, but
Yeah.
we can't discern or kind of, see things from the right perspective if we're,
Not
yeah,
coming back to our own center.
discombobulated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is why those tools or practices, whatever they are, because there isn't one for everyone,
Yes.
but the ones that bring us back into our alignment, our knowing,
Hmm.
our trust, our
Hmm.
space of like, yeah, really being intuitive,
Yeah.
and embodied. I use that word a lot, but that's when we know, and I think that's where we can be discerning from.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes.
we're caught up in the energy of others, right?
Yes. Which ties into this authenticity thing, which
Yes.
we're talking about a lot as well.
Yes.
And, I'm well aware of the different masks I can very easily and subconsciously have on.
Mm.
Again, they're not working sort of that well anymore in the world we're in. There's all this kind of
Yep.
change going on,
Yeah.
that I'm noticing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that sometimes the darkness can come from judging ourselves for those masks
Yes.
rather
Yes.
than knowing that we have them and that we got
Yeah.
they're there for a reason. They
Absolutely.
created something that we needed at that time, and
Yeah.
that's actually what I'm seeing. It's kind of spinning around in two bits for me from what you've shared. It's like the first bit is like a lot of what I'm seeing is well, a lot of what's being illuminated for people are their wounds or are their frictions or are their resistances, but it's knowing that that's information for change rather than the time to judge or to self-deprecate, because that's
Or
what I'm seeing
shame.
is that
Yes.
judgment, self, yeah, shame
Yeah.
in seeing what they're doing. And I was like, no, no, you have a new level of
Yes.
awareness now.
Yes.
Yes, it's uncomfy,
Yeah.
but this is all information and you get to work with that.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think the other piece that came through for me when you were sharing is like, there's so many, actually, I'm going to say it, so many women that are reflecting back to me. I know what to do, but I don't do what I know.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying it a different way, but
Yes.
and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But one of the reasons why is because they know what to do is because they've been told what to do, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's a should.
Mm-hmm.
But until you practice it, then you know why you want to
Absolutely.
do what you're doing,
Yeah.
and then you're just drawn to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But so many people with those levels of shoulds are sitting
Oh,
in that place of I'm not good enough because I'm not doing the things I think I should do.
yes.
It's
Yes.
like, well, that's just going to keep you stuck because you're just constantly feeling like you're not good enough.
In the loop. And so when I talk about this recent shift, like I'm
Mm,
saying it from today, from right now,
yeah,
that's what I've been aware of most recently. And
yeah.
it's like, okay, this is pretty cool because it gives
Hmm.
me confidence, I guess, from a parenting, from a mum perspective,
Hmm.
from a all of that, but also in the work I do. And I've probably played a little small in the work I do. I absolutely love the work I do.
Yes.
Terrible at social media, terrible at, all the things that I'm supposed to be
Still
doing to
learning.
grow. Yeah. Yeah. And lately I'm like, oh no, hang on. If I'm
Hmm.
feeling this, then, that's really cool. And that's kind of all about what I do actually. It's always from
Mm.
a place of, hey, this is this thing I've discovered. How do I now
Hmm.
support other people that might be kind of in a similar frequency or
Yeah.
challenge or yeah, all of that. So
Yeah. And
yeah.
a lot of the work we do, it's not like we've got it completely
Uh-uh.
100%
No.
perfectly nailed. It's the
No.
stuff we're choosing to embody each and every day. And
Yes.
it's very much a practice for us. I'm speaking for myself, but I'm picking
Totally.
that up from you, right?
Yep. Yep.
But I also think that that's why the universe continuously tests us because this is the work we're offering.
So
So
true.
if you're not in integrity with what you're offering, we're going to test that. We're
I
going to test
know.
it again.
I know.
And I'm like, thank you. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Well, and also even connection and how how you meet people and how
Hmm.
things happen. Like, yes, there is, marketing of all the businessy stuff or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's like in the work that we're talking about, our own work
Yes.
and supporting others, it's kind of this, how things come about and universal
Hmm.
stuff feels like such a big part of it. Like, yeah,
It's huge.
yeah,
And I think this is a good time to actually share because those who are listening, this will be aired at a different time. But
yes,
Fliss and I are recording this on the day of the new moon and the second day of the year of the horse. So it's pretty exciting.
yes,
And so
it
there's
is.
that energy as well that is just
Yeah.
like, let's do this. And thank you for sharing about like this is what I do, but also I maybe haven't been showing up as much as I want to. So what I'm
Hmm.
feeling from that is
Hmm.
let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. So good. Divine
Yeah.
timing.
Here we are in the moment. So this is question two that I have for you that you don't know. It's gonna be fun.
Cool.
So my question for you, Fliss, is what is it at the moment
Mhm.
that brings you the most joy?
I'm I I'm going to tie it back to this feeling at the that I've already kind of talked about,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah.
this because it kind of to expand a little bit on that, this kind of self-discovery, depth, um, piece around, the relationship with myself being the most important thing. Yeah, yeah, I've been saying that for a while, but most recently, the part about it that's so cool is that the more the more I can drop into the safety of that and the depths of that, and I guess, I brought in the breathwork thing before. I've been doing quite a lot of kind of energy clearing practices quite regularly lately. But it's like this ability when you do these things to tune into higher self, not the part that's like strategizing and planning and problem solving and overthinking. The next layer up, and I'm coming into the joy of that, because it's like awe, wonder, possibility, potential from that higher place. So
Yes.
I'm not sort of talking about a actual hands-on right now experience with joy,
Mm.
but it's this kind of awakening, I think, which feels really cool, really expansive, um, really empowering,
Mm.
and really because to me it's all divine feminine sort of realm, which
Hmm.
we all have access to, regardless of gender. It's that kind of
Yes.
divine feminine. I don't know. There's just something in that for me right now
Mm.
that feels really light. That feels like joy. That feels like, yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
I
mm,
get it. I get it.
yeah,
Is there's it, and this is why like there's a lot of words for it because there's also a non-description. It's like it's
totally.
really hard to describe. But it's also I get why you say that that's joy for you because it's something that we don't know we're mining for, but we do. And when we really find it and feel it, it's like more than we could describe. But it's also it's and actually you referred to this earlier, it's like all of the parts of you are integrated.
Yes.
And we're not just talking about different versions of you or different masks you wear. We're talking about the energy body, the
Hmm.
physical body, the mind, the spirit, the sparkle, the intuition, like your higher self. All of it is in alignment and not always and not all the
Not
time.
always.
It's not what we're
Yeah.
here for.
Yeah.
But to have that more often and to have it become natural and
Yes.
organic, like just to feel
Yes.
it, that I think for me would be the joy piece. It's like
Yes.
when it's there with it, without you having to work at it or try for it or choose it. It's just there.
Yes.
Do
And
you
there's
feel
like
that?
a kind of a magic to that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a yeah, a lightness that
Mm-hmm.
feels like joy. So
And that's where that awe and wonder and you see synchronicities and everything just feels so much easier than it has been before because
yes,
you're not working
yes.
at it so hard.
And I think right now, and back to the time that we're in, where we're seeing a lot of structures and things that, we grew up thinking was, well, I did grow up thinking was
Mm.
so permanent and fixed, and had I even thought about it, as we're starting to see that kind of disintegration, this feels really even
Mm-hmm.
more, yeah, joyous.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And then do you think that there's also a part where you get to acknowledge and celebrate the masculine, the systems, the structure, and like bring that with you? But because I think that that creates, for me, creates the foundation in order for me to flow and to be
Yes.
creative and to have
Yeah.
that
And that
flexibility and
balance.
fluidity. Yeah.
Balance. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, because of course we can't, it's yin and yang, it's all of
Hmm.
that. And yeah, which is so important as
Mm.
well, that there's always that sort of, yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of coherence between the two. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that feels cool. Like you said, you're not there the whole time. It's not
Mm.
we're in this kind of human experience time
We
to
ain't perfect.
do whatever, but it's like, yeah. And, wisdom comes into it as well. I've really been leaning into that lately because
Mm.
this kind of, this way in which you celebrate the wisdom and experience, because it comes into that piece as well, like
Hmm.
not sort of diminishing getting old or any of those
Hmm.
things. It's that too.
Yeah.
Wisdom, joy coming in, sort of merging. Yeah.
Yeah. Drawing on the experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really special.
Mm.
Yeah, I love that. And then, I mean, because when you see it that way, then you know that that's something that can be offered. as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really special.
And I think, in the world where we've often, like, you have to be young to be having fun. And, I did this for, you kind of go, oh gosh, I wish I'd done that when I was, younger. I didn't have so much responsibility or whatever the thing is. And it's like, nah, there's different versions of joy and fun and, all of that.
Getting rid of all the rules.
Yeah. Change the rules.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
change,
always
yeah.
down for that.
Yeah, or get rid of them. Who needs rules?
Well,
We
yeah,
we
I
kind of
agree.
need guide, that's a big statement though, because there's it's yin and yang again. It's
No, I
balance.
think it's not about not having them. It's just questioning the ones that are there.
Yes.
And that comes back to your piece about discernment. Like some of the rules that we're living by aren't even ours. And
No.
same with conditions and beliefs. They're not even ours. And when we can discern that, some of those things can move, but then we can also decide which ones are right for us. And I feel like that is integrity.
That's yeah. Yes.
Mm. And
Mm.
that's a really, really beautiful thing. I see this is what comes from chatting about joy.
I love it. Yeah, because there would have been there probably would have been a time where I would go, oh God, I have to come up with something. I don't know, like
Yeah,
a
I get
thing.
that. Yeah.
So that feels really good to kind of go, oh no, okay, I can answer that question.
Yes. I love that.
Mm.
It's very special. So now you get to flip the script and ask me a question.
I yeah, I mean I have a lot of curiosity into I guess what motivated you or gave you the kind of courage to move
Hmm.
towards doing
Hmm.
this with
Doing the podcast.
the
Yeah.
people that you're kind of feeling called to talk to. Yeah,
Mm,
tell me just a little bit about that because we haven't talked about that and I would love to
I
know
know.
what's
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
That's,
It's
yeah,
such a great question. It's
yeah,
such a great question. And I love the opportunity to answer that.
cool.
And hopefully with this season two, there'll be more of that like
Hmm.
intention and flavor come through. However, why do I do what I do? Because it started from so much noise on social media.
Mm,
And also so many people telling you, I've got what you need, and this is what you need to do, and you need to follow me, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, and you need to come and listen.
yeah.
And I was like, I don't like that. Like to me, it's about supporting people to find their own answers in their own way. And that's what I feel like we're doing in our work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it started. And then I was like, the wisdom. And then the next piece was just having these deep, beautiful conversations with the people I love.
Yeah.
And and I was inspired by it. Like the first couple of people who are
Hmm.
on the podcast first season, those are my dearest friends who like that inspired me because I was like, people need to listen to where we go in our
Yes.
combos, man.
Yes.
Like this is powerful. And not coming from a place of I know better, just because we would explore what
Yes.
we were feeling and what was coming through for us. And that would in turn teach each other.
Yes.
And so that was the next piece of the motivation. And then because years before I'd been told you need to do a podcast, and that never sat with me because I'd been told you should do this for marketing, you should do this for whatever. And I
Yeah.
was like, well, no, no. And so I never, and then it started brewing in the back of my mind. I was like, oh, and then I had this intuition. So I think I need to take myself for a winter sabbatical. So I went up 6 weeks up north, house at someone's house, and just nothing on my plate.
Hmm.
And then I started to get really uncomfortable. I was like, oh, something's brewing. I want it going to be creative. And then and then one night I woke up and I was like, this is a podcast. This is what it's called. This is how you're going to do it. And the next day it was, the whole thing was like done.
Awesome. I love that.
And that's how I work. Like things just tick around and I just let
Yeah.
them be. Like I let them breathe. I let them ponder. And yes, there's fears and resistances in there too. But then as a projector, it just
Yes.
boom.
Okay.
And then it's
Yeah.
like, you're
Yeah.
doing it now. And then it does. And it's never been about, it's just always been about voice. what I was going to
Mm.
say, it's never been about marketing. It's never been about numbers
Yeah.
or reach. I mean, obviously, because it's all passion. I'm not paid for this at all, but it's just about connection. It's
Yes.
about really celebrating humans and what they have to offer. And also that I meet the most incredible people
Mm.
and I want people to hear what they have to say and
Yeah.
what crazy shit comes up in our combos.
I love it. I love it. I felt that question came through for me last night, but I kind of had a feeling I mean, I didn't know what you were going to answer, but
Yeah.
because I think there is so much out there. Like we have access to so much, you know. I
Hmm.
mean, I know when I first kind of moved out of my, working for someone else, corporate career, all that kind of
Hmm.
thing, and sort of through a near burnout, all that classic kind of stuff, moved into this self discovery, learning, unlearning, all of that. I used to find podcasts so good. Like had some real favorites. I would, walk, like everything. I always had a podcast going
Mm.
on. And then, then it was kind of like suddenly there was so much out there, like you say. And I
Hmm.
think there is, like, we have access to every, you can find out something about anything online.
Hmm.
But I've really just found myself more discerning in what I feel like listening to. Like, what do I actually feel like listening to? And it's so often conversation, not an expert in the field. Like, I love experts in the
Agreed.
field, really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
However, the part of me that then feels this pressure to be doing whatever the expert's suggesting,
Hmm.
and don't
Hmm.
get me wrong, because it's woven into
Oh,
a lot of
completely.
who I am and what I offer, and all of that stuff. But yeah, actual
Yeah, you're right.
connection,
Yeah.
connection. Yeah,
You're right,
yeah,
and actually, that's the piece that I had left out. But that is because I'd learned that about myself as well. Is like that is
yes,
how I learn,
yes,
and that is how like realizations and aha moments drop in for me is listening to other people's combos and their real and true and vulnerable sharing. Like
absolutely.
I get more from that than I do from I'm going to tell you all about this. Not that
Yes,
I don't listen to those either, because I do want the research and I do want the science and I
yeah,
like to stretch my brain. But when I'm really like inspired or creative or I have a shift, it's from listening to other people
mm,
sharing.
mm, yes.
See
And
that happening in
also,
circle too, don't you?
yeah,
As in listening to
yes,
other people's, and that comes back to how we met, like, and
yeah.
listening it when other people share what shifted or what woken up in them, it does the same for us.
Well, and I think like that's probably the other piece with listening to something like a podcast is often you're in your place. I'm doing my thing, or I'm walking the dogs, or I'm washing the dishes or whatever.
Mm,
AirPods in, that's all good, but that doesn't take away from the balance of actually presence, and that's
hmm.
where those circles and actual connective time together is pretty cool as well. It's
Agreed.
like, and yeah, both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think also because when you're sort of in the work, especially in circles, and maybe even here, I hope, in the podcast, but when you're in the work, it's sometimes someone else articulates what you're trying to get to, and
yes.
then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
got it. Thank
Yeah.
you. And it's not that
Yeah.
it wasn't you weren't going to get there, but when
Yeah.
they
Well,
the
it's
pieces click.
validation as well. Like you go,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
And that
Not to
person
mention
just,
then you get that reminder that you're not alone because when we're really struggling, we do feel that way,
yeah.
that
And the
we're
other cool
alone.
thing is that we can sit, you can be, that's the other thing in this part of the world, because I'm in Christchurch. It's
Mm,
like it makes me feel really connected to, with people on the other side of the world, or wherever you're listening, or
exactly.
yeah. I mean, I'm just up the
Exactly.
road from you, so
Yeah. Yeah. Which is a beautiful segue into I'd love for as we come to our end, if you could share how people can connect with you and what that looks like.
yes, thank you. So social media wise, yeah, it's always a work in progress for me. I have little bursts, but the one thing I try and maintain is Instagram. I find that kind of easy.
Oh, I'll
So
share
in
that in
there,
the link note in the show
yep,
notes.
yep. Finding
Yeah.
Focus is my company, And to me, actually, that name is kind of means a whole lot of things, but often I'm finding my focus every day. But that's where I am, finding focus. And I love connection. I have in there's a link through to booking if people just want to, have a conversation. Like,
Yeah, beautiful.
I mean, discovery chat's always a little bit overused, but it's like, just a connection chat. I think with the work and what I do, I always find it really hard to specifically say what kind of person can I
Mm-hmm.
help and all that. That's
Mm-hmm.
not the way it rolls. It's more
Yeah.
understanding, finding that connection with someone, and I can talk a little bit about what I offer and hear more about
Mm.
the other person. So yeah, so Instagram. Otherwise, yeah, my email is a
Yeah,
goodie.
cool.
It's just Fliss
I
at
think,
Finding Focus. Yeah,
yeah, awesome. I think that the discovery chats, I do that too. I
yeah,
think that's just a lovely way because I think that people need the opportunity to discern,
yeah, yeah.
are you right for me and
Yeah.
am I right for you? And I think,
Yes.
it's a two-way street, but you're right. Like when we have gathered so much experience and we have different aspects of our modalities, it's hard to say this is exactly what I do or this is exactly what you're going to get because no path is the same and it's not linear.
I know. And I
And that's a
think
beautiful
even,
thing though.
yeah, well, absolutely, really cool. And I think, like, I'll come back to this breathwork piece. Like, this is
Mm,
this quite new thing for me, but I've started to weave that into what I offer, and so that's feeling super powerful at the moment.
yay.
But yeah, and amongst a whole lot of other things, So
Yeah.
yeah, but practices, EFT, all the mind body stuff. But I've also got the geeky neuro coachy thing going on way back as well. So yeah, all of it.
I love that. And I love the neuro side of it. I
Yeah.
love being able to really understand more about the brain and how to work with that because a lot of people don't have that awareness. And so
Yes.
it's kind of like they're fighting against something they don't understand. And it's like if you can bring more awareness and understanding of different parts of the brain and
So
how to meet
helpful.
that,
Yeah.
whoo,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you're not pushing shit uphill, is kind of what I feel.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes it's really simple concepts because I know that's for me how it works.
Mm.
It's just really simple aha
Yep.
stuff.
Agreed.
So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
that's me.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. I'm already excited about the next time that we arrive in another convo. And yeah, thank you for what you do, for arriving here and being on this podcast with me. And for all those that are listening, both of us are really open to you connecting and reaching out in whatever way that a message, an email, or booking one of those free calls just to check in and connect. Um, and I hope that this convo guides you in a way that opens up and inspires something within you. Perhaps that's in journaling or in a conversation with another. And we are here for that. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Fliss.
Jay. Thank you. Beautiful.
Oh,
Loved it.